I am deeply honored to be recognized by the Ataturk Society of America. It is particularly significant for me to receive this recognition on the 100th year anniversary of the founding of the Turkish Parliament in Ankara by Gazi Mustafa Kemal and by the national heroes we assembled together to lead the War of Independence under the most difficult and nearly impossible circumstances. It is hard to describe this and the many other great contributions of Ataturk in a brief address. His life and accomplishments have filled volumes of books by countless scholars. There is no doubt that he was an exceptional military genius, statesman, lawmaker, reformer, and a visionary leader who espoused enduring principles. As a scientist, though, I find one of his pearls of wisdom, which is carved in stone on the granite walls of the Ankara University Language, History, and Geography Faculty building, particularly important. It reads, "Science is the real, true guiding principle in life." As our world is suffering under a terrible pandemic, which forces us to hold this meeting on the internet, as we shelter in the safety of our homes, this guiding principle is even more relevant today than when he proclaimed it almost a century ago. As viruses are evolving almost daily to expand their domain by moving from one species to another, as bacteria are evolving to become more antibiotic resistant to survive, as some cells in our bodies are mutating and evolving to become more aggressive cancerous cells, how are we going to approach and overcome these problems with effective solutions if science is ignored, as some school books are still refusing to teach the scientific principles of evolution? If science and its dire warnings are ignored about global warming and its consequences, where will humanity find the energy, the resources, the innovations to survive its devastating effects in the next century? How can we expect scientific breakthroughs? Can we expect enlightened thinking from our youth if they are not taught the basic scientific principle of questioning every assumption, every belief system, and every authority when torrents of misinformation and disinformation are pushed and peddled through the media freely and deliberately? Confining Ataturk to the annals of history, regarding his legacy as outdated and irrelevant, is ignorant at best. Ataturk's wisdom is current and relevant, and not just the Turks and Turkey. His wisdom in seeking lasting peace with former enemies, in advancing women's equality and recognition in society, in endowing young people with a special responsibility to protect their nation and their future, his foresight in building a national industrial and agricultural base, his designation of not only science and education, but also culture as the cornerstones of an advanced society, and very importantly, his strict separation of the roles of government and religion. These are all values that societies around the world are struggling to advance. Ataturk was and remains a leader worthy of celebration, and the world would benefit from rediscovering his legacy. The work of the Ataturk Society of America is, therefore, very significant and relevant, and I am honored to accept its recognition at the 100th anniversary of one of Ataturk's great achievements with humility and gratitude. Thank you.